All right, so much going on this week. We can't forget the Shelby County primary election happened, so let's get into results of the top races. Shelby County Commissioner Mickell Lowery won the Democratic nomination for county mayor. Lowery will now go head-to-head with former state representative John DeBerry, who ran unopposed on the Republican ticket. Now, in the race for Shelby County Sheriff, Chief Deputy Anthony Buckner finished strong, leading the pack with 59% of the vote. Buckner now faces off against Republican candidate Brad Less, who won by 61%. Now, for the Shelby County Clerk's Office, LaSonia Hall came out on top with about 31% of the vote for the position previously held by term-limited Wanda Halbert. Hall's Republican opponent will be Tina Montgomery. And speaking of Wanda Halbert, she came in a close second for criminal court clerk. Joe Towns won by 121 votes. He will go up against the only Republican candidate for Shelby County criminal court clerk, that's Eduardo Jameson. Now, for the 4 Memphis Shelby County School Board seats, incumbent Michelle McKissick will keep her seat on the board with 65% of the vote. She'll represent District 1 for the next 4 years. For MSCS Board District 6, Terrence Harris beat Miranda A. Williams by 119 votes. And moving on to MSCS Board District 8, Tanya Frey came out on top with 61% of the vote. And finally, MSCS Board District 9, a close call. It came down to 27 votes. Incumbent Joyce Coleman taking the win. Voter turnout was slightly higher than years past. The Shelby County Election Commission shows 89,948 voters cast ballots during the 2026 primaries. That's 15% of registered voters in the county. In comparison, voter turnout from the August 2024 general election was at 13% during that period. Data showed out of more than 590,000 registered voters, 77,000 went to the polls. All right, I'm opening up. Susan, let's start off here. Was Mickell Lowery a surprise to you, and how will he kind of match up against John DeBerry?
Not at all. I thought he was the kind of candidate of the ilk of Paul Young. He was young. He's certainly an attractive candidate, and it didn't surprise me at all, nor did it surprise me that Fagan's lost. So where do we go from here with Fagan's? What Smiley does, I have no idea. I think he's rotating off the council. And Fagan's, I think she needs to find a new hometown and go somewhere else. But I still don't understand why anybody would vote for someone who's suing you. I mean, if your tree in your backyard fell in your neighbor's backyard and he sued you, would you vote for him for association president? I don't think so. So I think it's time that the Fagan's era in Memphis comes to an end.
Not going to happen.
Not with this guy.
About to go to Reverend Lalem.
No, so
disclaimer, you did endorse Fagan.
I supported her, endorsed her, and that's why she came in third and not last. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. With the lawsuits that she has pending, she ain't going nowhere, sister.
No, she's not.
And I think the facts, as the lawsuits proceed and evidence is received and testimony is taken, light is going to be shined on a lot of situations and people, including some that some of us know very well. I would recommend that she not move, that she gear up for a long legal battle and make herself available to make speeches and remain on the scene publicly, because that's what she's indicated she wants to do.
Well, and one thing out of these elections, if you don't mind me saying, we don't have Wanda to kick around anymore.
Close second. It's a close second.
But that doesn't say anything about Wanda. It says something about the voters.
Yeah. I will say, I thought Fagan's ran a very impressive grassroots campaign.
With almost no money.
Right.
And at the end, and on election night, she refused to let the press in.
That's
Otis,
been a problem all along.
And that's because of Otis. No, I'm just, go ahead, son.
Yeah.
Otis, which one stood out to you? There's honorable mentions here. I mean, assessor of property, county trustee, and for the sake of time, we couldn't get to county commission. But MSCS, any of the other races that stuck out?
Well, the thing that stuck out to me the most and didn't get a lot of attention was that county clerk race. LaSonia Hall, there were 11 candidates there. And she won fairly easily, even though she didn't get over 50%, but everybody else was trailing her dust. And that's because she is a very attractive candidate.
Right.
And I think you can look at her going forward for some big things here. The other person that impressed me that didn't get any attention was the school board member who won a county commission seat, Amber Hewitt
Amber
Garcia.
Hewitt Garcia.
Yep.
She sure did.
She won very easily. And I'll say one more thing. I thought that even though she was sort of outnumbered by the media attention, I thought Heidi Kuhn ran a really good race. And you know, I'm not in the business of picking people to go to county government. But if Mickell Lowery wins in August, which I expected he will,
yeah.
I think he ought to include Heidi Kuhn in his administration in some way.
Wow.
Because I think that, well, she's done a really good job as a criminal court clerk. She's very organized. I think it would be smart to
And
have
her number one guy came in third in that race behind Joe Towns and Wanda Howard.
That's
Well, another thing that we didn't really touch on because we didn't have time was the fact that Joseph Lee won the trustee's position handily,
Right.
and won it with the endorsement of Regina Morrison, who is the outgoing trustee.
That's right.
Joseph being a past treasurer of the city of Memphis, being past president of Memphis Light, Gas, and Water, and being endorsed by the incumbent, I think is going to stand him in good stead as the banker for Shelby County moving forward.
Will we ever see, you know, to your point about Heidi Kuhn maybe possibly going, if Mickell Lowery should take her in, will we see that with any of the other big names? J.B. Smiley, I mean.
Well, I don't know what's the future of J.B. Smiley after he leaves the city council, and that would be next year in 2027. I do think that he still has some political aspirations. I just don't know what that is. People thought he was going to win this race, and he didn't. And this was the second time, believe it or not, that Mickell Lowery has defeated him, because he ran against Lowery in 2018 for a county commission seat. I don't know where
Well,
J.B.
Smiley ran for
goes.
governor last time.
And he lost that too.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think there's a caveat too with regard to black voters, the black vote that everybody seems to be so concerned about, and talking about how the redistricting effort is going to hurt the black vote. Otis is the most brilliant analyst for Memphis political history that I know, and he is always talking about how pitiful turnout is. Man, black folk haven't been voting in the last 50 years. That's just a number.
But I bet,
they gonna
but I
vote this
bet
time.
you.
And we got a government they don't want.
I bet you it will be different in August and November.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I sure hope so.
Okay, lively discussion. Thank you all for being here. Please watch 24 Plus for our additional segment. And if not, thank you for joining us for ABC 24 This Week. I hope you'll join us next week for ABC 24 This Week.